Stories are incredible. The ability to share information without actually having to be present in itself is absolutely amazing. It has allowed us the ability to evolve without having to repeat the experiences with every single person, as one can simply understand how such circumstances could happen. And then the ability to make up events and put it in a format that everyone understands that they're made up, but they understand as well that there's something being communicated. It's not just noise. It's like to share a life experience that can't be lived. To go on a great adventure without actually going, because you can't. There's no world with demons, monsters, evil, but there are people and real things to fight against. And you put in similar circumstances, even though the actual circumstances of each situation is different. And people being able to communicate what they want through a story is actually incredible when you really think about it. Like, our ability to come up with and fabricate information just so that we can live through it in a metaphorical sense, and then take that information that we've gotten from that idea and apply it to our real world. Like, for example, in the story The Boy Cried Wolf, we can understand that the boy was annoying to the townspeople. I mean, you wouldn't want to hear someone come into town saying the same old stuff over and over again, and wasting your resources and time and energy. Then again, you can also understand, especially as a child, how it seems funny and how tragic it would be for no one to believe you when it actually happens because of this seemingly harmless prank that you've previously done. And then you apply that scenario that you fictionally went through, and you now come out with a new understanding without actually having to go through the burden of experiencing it. The loss, the pain of being betrayed and no one having to believe you. You don't have to go through it because you already understand it without having to do so. And that's with just a short story. If you think about a story that's way longer, like Harry Potter or The Hobbit or any other long fantasy story, you learn multiple lessons and understand people more and more, even though you're not actually learning about other people. You're all fabricated by one person's understanding of people. And you kind of get into the mind of someone who understands other people and these kind of archetypes of people, and you get to understand where other people in the real world are coming from. You get to understand circumstances more. And I think that's why we have such a fascination with storytelling. It allows us to experience things that we wouldn't want to experience otherwise, but we can still learn from. Like, what would happen if my entire family got murdered? Would I want revenge? I mean, yeah, but would it be worth it? And that is the question that many stories try to answer, is would it be worth it? And the answer depends on the story, because there are topics like that one that are very difficult to answer outright. But most of the time, the consequences are the same, and it's mainly just depending on whether you're willing to take the consequences or not. I mean, are you willing to throw everything else away in your life just so someone suffers the same way that you already have? If the answer is yes, revenge is for you. And you don't have to be super unsure about that idea, because you've already kind of experienced it in a way through multiple stories. And for us to be able to be this creative and create stories, fabricate them out of nothing besides the concepts in our mind, that is an amazing step in social evolution and just evolution in general. And now you can kind of understand what makes a good story good and a bad story bad, is how realistic it feels, I guess. Like, we all understand that it's fantasy and most of the stuff that actually happens can't happen, but the ways that people react to what happens needs to be realistic. I mean, you can put yourself in a similar circumstance in real life, just not with the same things. And if you were to change how you react, it's weird. It doesn't seem realistic. And people often argue that's kind of the point of a story, is for it to be an escape and unrealistic. But I argue differently. It's not really an escape. It's a way to experience without having to go through experiences. Like I've previously stated, you're not really escaping. You're just going through things in a different way, in a much easier way. And what makes a bad story is when someone's, really lucky, or seemingly has plot armor, basically really lucky, or someone is just unreasonable. And these things just upset people when they try to read a story, because they will like the concepts in the story, but they won't like how the story happens. But I think this is my time to go. I think I have talked enough for this one. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos, and I will love you forever and ever. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye.